terrible job of defense on the part of the Suns closing that.
Shaquille O'Neal, 5 for 5 from the field in this first quarter. Our statistician. So with 34 points, he would recapture the scoring lead.
He's certainly on his way on the pick and roll. Nice job of Shaq rolling right down the lane. Dan Marley stepping in to rotate around the basket. He's usually had a very good touch.
Yes, we did have some audio problems earlier. Shaquille O'Neal having no problems. He has 12 points, 6 of 6 from the field. Plenty to go in this first quarter. It's the Magic by 3. The lead for Shaquille. Oh, he is just tearing it up.
Well, his first attempt.
It back to Scott. Three-pointer by Dennis Scott. Rebound, Nick Anderson for Shaquille O'Neal. Unstoppable.
Well, it all started with the excellent outlet pass by Shaquille O'Neal from the
4 after 1. Shaquille O'Neal with a sensational first quarter. 8 of 9. 16 points to lead the Magic. Out of the telecast that Shaquille O'Neal, since the All-Star break, and hey, those aren't bad numbers prior to the All-Star game, but he has been on a mission, it appears, and he's been able to tear it up here in this first quarter. 16 points in all, and Matty's done it with the entire repertoire.
Variety showing to the Phoenix Suns here this afternoon. A little head fake and the turnaround jumper, finishing off a fast break alley-oop from Dennis Scott. After the throw out of the double team, gets it back on a nice dish by Nick Anderson. And you can see Shaquille is pumped this afternoon.
It's 33. Here is Shaquille just powering his way past Klein.
We've seen the turnaround jumper as well. Here's Shaq rolling into the lane, picks up the rim very quickly on a nice touch on the hook shot, and now the pick and roll once again, feels contact and knows where everybody is spotted up on the floor and makes the easy pass to Larry Krystkowiak.
I mentioned 34 points. He already has 18 today to take that scoring lead back. In recent weeks, Shaquille and David have been in a verbal duel. Robinson saying the other day, referring to Shaq, talks about people being jealous of him, but he has nothing that we would want yet. Well, we talked about Robinson with Shaquille.
Well, if I get the MVP, good. But this is what I want to say to all the David Robinson questions. I'm not going to answer any more David Robinson questions. If I get David on the block one-on-one, this is what I do to David.
Well, Shaq coming with props, a little facial stuff with Shaquille, at least on that basketball card, doing it.
Yeah, we see Charles over there on the bench. Oh, there he is. He's at the end of the bench.
Shaquille again. He is 10 of 11. 20 points.
Hit Dan Marley on the fly pattern. And I'm not really all that upset that that didn't click. You like to keep the defense honest that way.
Oh, beautiful move by Hardaway. Exploding off the dribble. Orlando 48. Run by the Magic. The crossover move by Hardaway, whipping around Ceballos.
Penny Hardaway has such a quick first step on the crossover move. A lot of guys can only do that from the standstill. Penny Hardaway just has that knack.
Well, there are many, including Magic Johnson, who have compared Penny Hardaway to Irvin Magic Johnson. Pretty good comparison when you look back to the rookie seasons of both players. Magic saying on a number of occasions, it's like looking in the mirror watching Hardaway play.
Well, he got a chance to see him quite a bit playing in pickup basketball games out at UCLA this summer when Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal were out there doing their movie, and he impressed a lot of people. And of course, Magic Johnson has, I guess, been trying to find somebody that plays like him for a lot of years, and of course, Penny can do it.
Well, Matt, as you are, when the deal was made sending Chris Webber to Golden State in exchange for Penny Hardaway after Orlando drafted Webber, there were many fans in this area who were not pleased about that deal, and Penny had a difficult time here at the Orlando Arena in the early going, but it seems that he has turned things around. We've talked about that with Anthony Hardaway.
I mean, you can't forget about it. The fans are going to remind me of it anyway. You know, they're going to come up to me and say something like, well, you know, I'm glad we didn't get Chris Webber. You know, I'm glad we got you. Or, you know, the fans that booed you, you know, that was bad that they did that. Everybody's apologizing for that now, so, you know, everything's great.
Well, there are still some people here in Orlando, and I guess around the country, who follow NBA basketball, feel that the Magic still should have taken the big man Chris Webber, not only because he could play the center and big forward positions, but it's so difficult to find good big men. Look at the poor challenge, the 7'1", and it's forced Shaq to tap too hard, and Green gets the easy one.
Suns by 1. Hardaway. Been an outstanding first half. A number of terrific individual performances.
These were statements by David Robinson made Wednesday in a conference call to the national media. Who is Shaquille? He talks about people being jealous of him, but he has nothing that we would want yet. And this is Shaq's response today in a New York newspaper. You tell David Robinson the next time he plays me, I'll be on his butt. He needs to stick to church going and not trash talking. Bill, what do you make of this?
This is great, and it's about time. The history of
talking about have won a championship, any of these centers. But I like Shaquille O'Neal because I'd like to put these guys like Robinson has Rodman, and Akeem has Otis Thorpe, and Patrick Ewing has Charles Oakley. He's got Anthony Avant,
and Jeff Turner,
and Krzyzewski. I mean, come on, put one of those power forwards with O'Neal, and let's see how far Orlando goes.
What about you, Doc?
The key is Anthony Hardaway. He's got to be able to get by everybody, not just the middle of the pack guys.
I like Cleveland.
When it comes to jump balls, you know. A look at the Miller Genuine Draft halftime statistics. The Suns 25 for 53, 47%. Orlando shooting 60%, but Phoenix had 13 more shots, and Shaquille O'Neal 10 out of 12 for 20 points. He is the high man of the game. Shaquille, yes. 22 for Shaquille O'Neal. Kept alive by Avant. Anderson. Oh! O'Neal. Orlando down by 2. Scott for 3. Rebound Shaquille. Orlando cuts it on the floor. O'Neal, yes. He is 14 for 19 as
not his strongest play, as Shaquille O'Neal, who has really had the range on his jump shot and his little hooks here. He eyeballs the whole floor, sees it beautifully. Wide open spaces in the lane as Charles Barkley left that basket area open.
Anderson for O'Neal. Will count? Yes, it does.
Of course, Shaq never got back on defense, and on the play for the Suns, Charles Barkley realized it. He tried to finesse that layup there and didn't take advantage of the good chance. And now just overpowering move by Shaquille O'Neal as Mark West tried to prevent that shot going up off the good feed by Nick Anderson. The basket and opening the lane to Kevin Johnson.
That counts, and the foul. 38 points for Shaquille O'Neal, and he'll go to the line. Shaquille O'Neal gunning for his 7th 40-point game of the season.
He now has put the Shaq attack firmly in place. This young athletic group has taken the franchise to record heights. The 50-win plateau is well in sight.
Reading the paper today, Phil Jackson said, normally I don't like to say this, but we've got a lot of fouls to waste tonight if we need them. You see what Shaquille has done on the season. Interestingly enough, Will Perdue breaks a finger today in practice, so Bill Cartwright is activated.
Rebound, Anthony Hardaway out to Shaquille.
See, Shaquille did a nice thing there. He ran out at Scottie Pippen and just kept going and released. And Pippen to play Anderson and Anthony Hardaway.
That was the 4th Orlando turnover. 5:24 to go in the first quarter. 5 turnovers in 7 minutes. Not protecting the ball well. Shaquille leaning in. Big-time move, splitting the double team.
Excellent court game tonight. They've not been successful. When they've been able to run, they've been able to score.
Hardaway from the baseline over Pete Myers. Tough shot by Anthony.
I love this young guy. I just...
Nick Anderson off to a good start with 9 points. Dennis Scott into O'Neal with the basket and the foul. Now that's physical strength. Careless ball handling, giving up the offensive board to Chicago. Orlando continues to lead in the ball game. Hardaway. And Anthony Hardaway doesn't have that shot.
Well, Bill Winnington was 1 for 6.
How about that pass? It was intercepted. That was intended for the corner. Anderson picked it up and got it to Shaquille.
Well, we could see that. He woke up one day in the hospital laying right by Shaquille, laying on the couch. You should have seen him.
Scott on the penetration. Shaquille follows with the offensive board and the jam.
Presence.
Shaquille missed one and said, not this time, fellas.
Forget about that finger roll. To get it done for Orlando, 6 for 8 in the first half.
O'Neal misses the jam attempt, tosses that in. The foul's going to be on Horace Grant.
So he gets inside like that, he's going to be able to finish the shot.
O'Neal, 22 points, 13 boards. This year.
Penny Hardaway, take a look at this move, Craig. A shake on Mario Elie, a nice drive and an easy basket. Nobody expected Penny Hardaway to be this good. He surprised his critics, and he has to be the second choice, a runner-up, a close runner-up for Rookie of the Year.
4 losses later, they were below 500. Happy to be jetting back to the Delta Center, hosting the Magic, who, despite losing their last 2 away from home, are 1 shy of setting a club record for road wins. They've got 14 coming in. This is Stockton for 3, and he had 22. Tied 44 at the half. And it's Shaq and the mailman. And Shaq says, Carl, would you get that shot out of here? Dennis Scott just spots up for 3. Dennis Scott will miss, but look what Shaq does. The follow and the flush, he had 19. Fourth quarter, Jazz rally. Stockton 12 assists, the mailman 27 points. Jazz down 1. And the Orlando guards take over. First Penny for 2 of his 21, then Skiles 2 of his 9 fourth quarter points. He played 22 minutes. Nick Anderson adds 10. Magic win. While the guards were gunning, the big fellow was asked about an elbow he threw at Corbin. He said, I just have to let people know they can't grab me all night. My name is Shaq, not
21 on their home floor. The guys in the spotlight, the guys in the low block. Shaq and Patrick. O'Neal dominating early. Little bump, little hook. Oh, you know, Ewing didn't score for the first 18 minutes of the game. Charles Oakley, though, was carrying the Knicks. He hit his first 6 shots. And great defense. Derek Harper, he's one of the best in the league, picking the pocket of Penny at midcourt for a deuce. The Knicks would build a lead of 20-something, and then Orlando starts coming back. Shaquille, a 30-point afternoon. But Pat Riley watched Ewing come alive in the second half. 23 of his 31 points came in the last 24 minutes. Look at the big guy run the floor and throw it down. 31 points, 11 boards, 5 blocks. New York's 13.
Of Shaq and rookie sensation Penny Hardaway have forged their way into the playoff picture for the first time in franchise history. Although it didn't look good early, struggling through November. Then things picked up as winter descended upon the NBA. Feb was fantastic, but then came March. A rough stretch that had the club questioning itself. But as CNN's Nick Charles reports, that was then. The playoffs are almost now.
The Orlando Magic are trying to put the finishing touches on what is easily their best season in the short history of the franchise. Yet, so much was expected that this is a team that clearly doesn't seem to be floating on a cloud.
We've been having a roller coaster type season. Sometimes we do great, sometimes we, slide a little bit. Like Scott said, in March, the schedule just caught up with us. I think we were kind of tired, kind of frustrated, but, we got everything out, and, we've been playing well ever since.
Everybody's expecting us to win now. We're not really a expansion team anymore. We have Shaquille O'Neal, we have Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson experienced, Dennis Scott is experienced, so we are not expected to win. And the team will be coming after us now and not just overlooking us.
If this were a horse race, the Magic resemble a team both limping and fighting each other to the finish line. A break-even March was their worst month of the season and featured a scuffle at practice that led to a 5-hour team meeting to clear the air.
Everybody realized that that it really doesn't matter, you know, if we get along off the court. The thing that really counts is when we cross the line, as we've talked in our meetings, when we cross the lines of the playing floor, that we all are on the same page with each other.
It's interesting how an 8-8 month a year or two ago would have been gangbusters here in Orlando, but we've had a good year, and that was our worst month playing 500 basketball.
The Magic wisely hitched their wagon to their main man in the middle, and Shaquille O'Neal's delivered huge numbers in this his second season. But curiously, not enough to quiet all critics who claim he should be even better.
When you hear people say certain things, it's coming from the heart, and they never speak facts. The only fact that you can say about Shaquille O'Neal is that he's a poor free throw shooter. You can't say he's not a scorer. You can't say he doesn't rebound. You can't say he can't score around the basket. You can't say he can't block shots. You can't say it.
The other luxury car in the garage is guard Penny Hardaway, but he, like the team, seemed to be running on fumes through March. But if it was a case of a rookie hitting the NBA wall, Hardaway's showing signs of breaking through with a second wind.
I knew about the rookie wall, so I said, I'm not going to let it happen to me. So when it started I started to get tired, and I started to say, well, I'm getting worn out. Then I just pushed myself a little harder, and I played through it.
The Orlando Magic, a team about to enter uncharted waters with plenty of youth and enough experience, they hope, to assure them they won't drown.
This is how magical times looked on tape. Orlando clinches its first ever postseason spot, and the O joint is absolutely jumping. It looks like maybe a little bit shy there. They don't exactly know what to do. What do we do now?
That's right. First time ever. They were partying pretty good moves there. I thought they were the Mardi Gras or something.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at their chances in the playoffs, regardless of who they would meet. What would they have to pick up in order to play deep into the playoffs? They have very little experience, obviously.
Yes, they do. Well, they've got to rely on Shaq. Playoffs get physical, and you've got the #1 guy to get physical with, Shaquille O'Neal, so they've got to get a steady diet of Shaquille O'Neal. I think they made an excellent move giving the ball to Penny Hardaway with the lineup change, though, Tom. Now that gives them a chance to get a little leadership at the point, and they're going to stumble and make mistakes, but they got a good nucleus there and good jump shooters on the perimeter, so they can give you trouble.
Okay, Penny Hardaway probably won't win Rookie of the Year. Looks like it'll be Chris Webber, but what a season he has had, certainly developing into one of their leaders. He had some problems in March, but this is what he's done in April, an incredible month. Mike, what do you see? How has he developed?
Well, boy, April was fantastic. You know, and I noticed in March at times he would get a little frustrated. You would see the frustration on his face, and he worked through it, though, to his credit. And they're a young team. They're learning to work through those frustrations. And Penny's absolutely sensational, though, Tom. He can do it all. He can take it to the basket. He can handle the basketball. A very smart move, again, putting him in the starting lineup and giving the basketball to him because he's going to be your future at that point guard slot.
Let me go back to the beginning of the season, or actually late last season, when they opted to draft and make the trade for Hardaway and letting Webber go to the Warriors. How do you feel that worked out for the Magic?
You know, I think it's worked out well for both teams. The Magic still a little missing in the power forward position, but they've got a point guard for the future, and he has.
See what's cooking down the playoff stretch in the NBA. That would include Shaq at Pat's place. We'll go down where the rubber meets the road right after this break job. Shaquille O'Neal leading the way, of course, for Orlando. Patrick Ewing looking for a title this year. First quarter, Charles Oakley boards, but tosses the outlet directly to Nick Anderson, who coolly knocks down a three. That happened a lot tonight. Late in the second, Shaq backs into Ewing and Oakley, and a lot of guys take exception there, but boy, he's shoving those big guys around like they're babies out there. Amazing. Anyway, third quarter, 69-68 Orlando. The dump down to O'Neal, opens up Penny Hardaway, rings one in. Boy, you can do some damage out there. And Orlando goes down low here now to Mr. Bread and Butter. Here's a new one. Little up fake and then a jumper over Ewing. That is not easy. But the story here, the three-pointers, 47 three-point attempts, the most in NBA history.
That's on national TV Sunday. Monday night, another national audience as Shaq comes to the Garden. The Knicks-Magic matchup is not just a battle of big men, and it's not just a game in the paint. Lots of double teaming down low means lots of open jumpers from outside and beyond. And there is our hero, the Diesel, playoff-type atmosphere. Shaq pushes Oakley with the ball. Oak throws the ball back, and then Shaq takes on the entire Knick team. Carl, I'm going to ask the question throughout the playoffs and right now. Can't we all just get along? You're right. Magic by 3 at the break. The three-point barrage begins second half. Hubert Davis for three, then Nick Anderson eyes it, tries it, buys it. Anderson again, the launch. NBA record, 47 three-point attempts. Then Shaquille denies Ewing. Scott to Anderson. The hang and the hoop. Knicks won't quit. It's Orlando. Release rotation. Greg Anthony leading the cheers. Knicks within 6. Shot of the night. Check out the clock. Dennis Scott. Count it. And he feels good. Magic by 6 on the other end. Blackman misses. Look at Ewing. Ewing, yes. And the foul. Knicks within 3. 1 minute left. They say all he can do is dunk. Shaq with the fall away. John starts wondering what will be left when he returns. The Magic win. Anderson scores 23 of his season high 36 in the second half. The Knicks lose despite a 55-34 rebound edge, including 22-7 on the offensive glass. Oakley gets a season high 22 boards. The Knicks backcourt was outscored 62-38. So the Knicks have now lost 4 of 5 after winning 15 straight.
Watching the playoffs from the rec room for the first time in nearly two decades. The Magic, of course, making the field for the first time in franchise history. The Celtics' pride showed up in force tonight. What a game. Early in the first, Shaquille O'Neal with some power moves inside for 3 quick slams. O'Neal was 6 of the Magic's first 8 points with some authority. You know, Robert Parrish has been around a long time. You ain't going to bust him up like that. Still in the first, off the Magic miss. Shaq with the board and sweet pass to Penny Hardaway for the slam. Magic, though, still down by 3. Late in the first, off the long pass, watch Rick Fox fake out not 1, not 2, but 3 defenders and get the layup to go. The Celtics up by 8. Second quarter, Robert Parrish, the chief, with a rebound, but the Magic pinch it right back. Shaq finishes it up with a big slam. Tie ball game at 36. Now the third, Hardaway, nice baseline move for 2. And the Magic is up by 7. But in the fourth, here comes Boston's D. Brown. Left-handed driving layup. Celtics on a 19-4 run to take an 8-point lead. All the way to double overtime. Celtics working inside to Dino Raja, who gets the 2 to go. Boston by 4. Then the Celtics by 3. 1/2 second remaining when they foul Nick Anderson, who misses the free throw. And that would help to get the Celtics into the winner's circle. 113-110, the final score in double overtime. And I told you, these guys do have some pride. Now, speaking of Magic, have you noticed what's happening? Hard to tell unless you happen to be 7 feet tall or better. But the truth is, the game these days is being dominated by the big dudes. Several... change. It is now the era of the big man, and not only of the tall one.
It probably mentioned for MVP. Don't get him angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Shaq gonna make a statement versus the Wolves. Tells slam dunk champ Isaiah Ryder, this is hand to hand. Everyone with authority. Minnesota gave up 50 to David Robinson, and Shaq is getting oh so close. And look at him run the floor. He had 34 at the half, and not just dunk. He's getting a low post game. The jump hook goes left fall away. Then with 51 points, a tough shot for 53, and he gets it. He leaves the game, 9:13 left in the fourth. Shaq, a league high, a career high, 53. The Magic win. Shaq moves ahead of David Robinson for the NBA scoring race by 7/100ths of a point. The Daddy has drawn 22 of 31 shots, 9 of 13 free throws, and grabs 18 boards. The NBA's MVP seems to be ignoring the Shaq diesel. You hear about David, Akeem, Patrick, and even Scottie Pippen. Why no Shaq? He's second in scoring, second in rebounding, second in field goal percentage, but his team isn't considered a legitimate title threat. All the others are. The Magic in New Jersey will pick up the action. There's the Dream. Oh, D.C. with the jump ball. Fourth quarter tied at 96. Orlando's basketball under 6. Look at Penny Hardaway down the pipe. America likes that.
Yeah, they love it.
Look at the move on Johnny Newman. The fake, the freeze, the float, the flush. Boy, up by 2. Kevin Edwards. Kenny Anderson, fall away, wouldn't count. No, doesn't go. Magic win. Despite committing a season-high 29 turnovers, Penny, making a strong bid for Rookie of the Year, battling Weber, scored 27 and said, I like the ball in my hands at pressure time. The Diesel.
Last year, Shaquille O'Neal and two teammates coined these nicknames.
We are the official and only young guns. 9mm, Colt 45, Uzi.
This year, they play with Penny Hardaway. Hardaway still has a bullet in his right foot, the result of a robbery while in college.
I'm the 45. I take care of your long range or short range. You know you're in trouble.
I'm the Uzi because I come every which way but loose. Left hand, right hand.
I think it's nice the way that they're doing it as far as with humor, but you know, guns are really serious, but they're just showing another part of it. They're just having fun.
Hardaway doesn't own a gun, yet.
I'm waiting on my permit to come back. I have an issue for a permit. It should be back in like 2 months. Once I get my permit, I will own a gun.
And they get it done tonight in Orlando. Muggsy Bogues, great pass inside to Kenny Gattison. 18 assists for Bogues, the rarest of turnovers, hardly ever. Penny Hardaway lobs into Shaquille O'Neal, who knows what to do with it. 37 points in the game. Yeah, you stop him, all right, Coach? 40 seconds to play. Alonzo Mourning outside Jay over O'Neal. The Hornets by 4. I love how coaches do that, like you're going to do something better. That's 5 straight wins for the Bugs. They chase.
We'll be working against Scottie Pippen and company, and we'll send it to Marv Albert and Matt Gukas for the call of the game. Right.
When he was drafted #1, Shaquille O'Neal would immediately bear the label the franchise. The pressure to one day win a title firmly bestowed on his massive shoulders. And while his individual achievements may have surpassed most expectations, at 22 years of age, he has quickly learned, as so many so-called franchise players before him have, that no one man can win a championship. Basketball's a team game. And to win a title, your teammates must answer the call of
help. I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help.
If the Magic are to make a serious run at a championship, they must rely on the help of their talented but young supporting cast. Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, and rookie Penny Hardaway. Watch out, because the Orlando Magic have assembled quite a team. The outstanding rookie Penny Hardaway, along with Nick Anderson in the backcourt. And up front, Shaquille O'Neal, along with Dennis Scott, Jeff Turner making his 12th consecutive starts since taking over for what's going on here? Spending too much time with Ahmad apparently during the course of the week.
He must have sent her a cablegram from overseas.
Jake O'Donnell, Joe Forte, and Tommy Nunez are the officials. As the now O'Neal comes outside. Shaquille beating Luke Longley.
Well, indecision on the part of Luke Longley, and Dennis Scott taking advantage of it. Froze.
Scott a hesitation dribble.
Oh, and Dennis Scott saw that from about 20 feet away. He saw the scene, took it back. Play, and Shaquille O'Neal rolls nicely to the basket, and Luke Longley did not show out strong and did not get back and get into the passing lane. And a good pass, and now Dennis Scott saw that lined up way ahead of time as he saw the lane and knew he could draw Luke Longley or get the easy layup. Instead, handed off to his buddy for the easy one.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal coming off a strong game in the loss in double overtime at Boston. 42 points, 11 rebounds. Did not do it at the line as he hits his first. Shaquille averaging 29.1, second to David Robinson. Free throw shooting has been the only chink in his game. Pointer in the final seconds. Here is Scott from 3. Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, a dangerous strategy. One of the reasons why they went to this trap, they had a lot of success against Orlando the last time they played, and they forced 25 turnovers with that trap, but they did it under different circumstances.
Oh, what a move by Shaquille O'Neal, and you get the idea he feels he can do whatever he wants against.
Here's Shaq getting good low post position. Going to make that little drop step into the lane and then up and under, and no resistance at all from Luke Longley.
6:33 left, first quarter.
Defensive rebounding ball club.
Pippen for Longley, rejected by O'Neal. He had a long way to go to recover, and he did.
He did, and he had it measured, and the only thing that's upsetting Shaq right now is that he did not keep this in play, but out of nowhere, Shaquille O'Neal stones Luke Longley.
David Robinson and Scottie Pippen. We asked Shaquille earlier, does he feel he's been overlooked in MVP talk?
Whenever I'm watching a game on NBC and they mention MVP, they always mention David Robinson and Akeem Olajuwon. I would like to have my name thrown in there. My team is doing well. My stats are as high as the other two. I would like to have my name mentioned, but at this point, I can't worry about it.
See, I mention you on a regular basis. It's the fellow I work with. It's just very annoying.
Thank you for laddering that ball in my direction. Who could say this guy is not one of the most valuable player in the league, if not the one? I asked him a little bit later of what he thought the criteria was, and he said, well, I guess the guy has to go pretty far with his team, and I'm not sure that Shaq realizes it's a regular season award. It really has nothing to do with the playoffs.
5 assists. Hardaway with the ball fake. Oh, what a move by Anthony Hardaway.
Well, Penny's going to have to look more and more for his offense. Sometimes he gets into that point guard mode where he is just getting the team into the offense, and he continue to look for Scottie Pippen to run their fast break and let the other players get out and fill the lane.
Hardaway again getting inside. His second bucket. He has 4. On Scottie Pippen.
This time, B.J. Armstrong had picked up Hardaway in transition and went for the little fake left to go right, and the next time it'll be Pete Myers who gets victimized as, again, a little left-to-right move for Penny Hardaway, and actually it was Scottie Pippen who Phil Jackson told us earlier today that at some point in the ball game he will put Pippen on Hardaway, mainly because
the field 13 for 21. Shaquille O'Neal 4 out of 5, 12 points and 4 for 4 from now Scott with the feed. Shaquille O'Neal with 16. Orlando leads 6.
And a couple of deep breaths. He's winded right now. Nothing's working inside for Chicago. We figured I might as well try a 3.
Shaquille O'Neal with 18 points.
Anderson.
50 seconds left in the third half. Shaquille O'Neal with his 10th field goal.
Handle of Penny Hardaway. Talking about nobody coming to help, Shaquille O'Neal turned on Bill Wennington ferociously and threw that point.
Shaquille O'Neal with 26. The duel will resume in a moment. After 3, it's the Magic by 9. 9 days, Detroit and Orlando final seconds, and the Magic making club history. They clinched their first ever playoff berth, prompting Shaquille O'Neal to deadlift Coach Brian Hill over his head. Matt, that Shaq really knows how to celebrate. In recognition of this moment, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall.
The first round. I think they're going to have a very difficult time against any of the 3 teams ahead of them because of the defensive rebounding of those ball clubs.
Shaquille O'Neal has 28 points. Are you discounting?
Only 2 today. That's a big factor why Orlando will win this game.
Pressure by the Bulls. Hardaway with no problem at all. The Magic handling
away, not even faking left, going right as Horace Grant. All he could do was wave as Hardaway right down the heart of the Chicago Bull defense. It's kind of interesting what the Magic are doing right now. Not looking for Shaquille O'Neal, spreading the floor for Hardaway. They'll dish to Shaq for a dunk or kick out to a shooter like they had Turner before, but I think they realize if they throw the ball to Shaq, he'll get fouled right now.
And Tree Rollins replacing Shaquille O'Neal. Strong night for Shaquille. 32 points and 14 rebounds. Is over. Orlando goes to 47 and 31, and Chicago now 54 and 25. Scottie Pippen led the way with 34. Shaquille O'Neal with 32. We'll be back in Orlando in a moment. Here in Orlando, the Magic over the Bulls, 118-101. Marv Albert with Matt Gukas and Mary Ann Grabovoy.
Title in only his second year in the league. Scott Skiles trying to get it to him. The lob, the jam, and needing only 52 points now. Brian Hill excited, but don't get excited yet. Then third quarter, Shaq on fire, coming out of the locker room, and the tally is now, he needs 44 points. Okay, fourth quarter, Magic on the break. Shaq trying to catch David, and I don't think so. Trailing for the slam, and, well, a great night, but he comes up 36 points shy. Shaq, 32 points, 22 rebounds. The Magic tune up for the playoffs, and Indiana with a big win. Orlando, 50 wins in only its 5th year in existence. And a near miss at a scoring champion. Robinson succeeds retired. Michael Jordan is top scorer. It's the first time someone other than MJ has won the scoring crown.
In the world. His every move, both off and on the court, is reported on and scrutinized by the national media every day. And at 7'1" and over 300 pounds, he has nowhere to hide. That is the price he must pay in return for almost $100 million in salary and endorsement deals. We went behind closed doors with the Shaq to find out what it's like to be Shaquille O'Neal.
It's the same routine before each home game. 2 hours prior to tip-off, Shaq leaves his 22,000 square foot mansion, drives the 10 miles to the Orlando Arena, blasting rap and R&B that you not only hear but feel. His custom 1900-watt car stereo is over 125 times more powerful than yours or mine.
How you doing?
Even though it's close to game time, from the moment he enters the player's private entrance, there are still plenty of people who want a piece of the franchise. As he heads to the locker room, there's a barrage of last-minute interview requests, scheduled changes, and personal obligations.
Hey, Shaq. Yo. Yeah.
Ever since the time he was a very large boy, the only door Shaq wanted to go through was the one outside to play with his friends. The son of a 6'1" mother and a 6'5" Army drill sergeant who ruled with an iron fist.
My father's just the type of guy, when he tells you to do something, best do it. If not, you got punished. And I got punished a lot, and it was good.
At the age of 15, the 6'8" Shaquille began punishing opponents on the basketball court, playing for the San Antonio military base Cole High School. Shaq led the undefeated Cougars to a state championship. Recruited heavily, Shaq played college ball at LSU. He became a 2-time All-American, then left school before his senior year and opted for a career in the NBA.
We knew that a player like this comes along very rarely. I think we underestimated what he would do for a franchise. He has overwhelmed this city. When you can dislodge Mickey Mouse in Orlando, Florida, that's a huge accomplishment.
This is the Orlando Magic locker room, the very private domain of the players. It's an hour before game time.
While the fans are finding their seats in the arena, the players are finding their seats on the training table. The training room is just off the main locker room, but completely off limits to all media. Here, $2 rolls of tape protect million-dollar ankles from injury.
Finishing touch on?
Okay.
Let's go right over that one right there.
All right. Right around the whole leg?
What you do is you angle it. Now see how it's angled?
Got it, got it.
You want to angle it?
I mess him up and he does something, and I'll be real unhappy. Now around and up? Okay.
Okay, you're good there.
You can just call me Dr. London. Thank you very much.
Just tear it off now.
Okay. Let her rip.
Less than a half hour before tip-off, Shaq finishes dressing by slipping into his $135 size 22 Triple E sneakers. He wears a new pair for every game. Also, for every home game, he provides 20 tickets to underprivileged children. And on the way to the court, they pose with their hero.
1, 2, 3.
Is there any more pressure on you because you are Shaquille O'Neal?
I don't believe in pressure. Pressure is when you don't know where your next meal is coming from. So I have no pressure. So I have a nice job. I'm young, successful. I know I'm hot right now, but I won't always be hot. A lot of people say that basketball is a non-contact sport, but I'll be the first to tell you it is. And I like contact. I like getting hit and getting bumped. It's fun.
Final score, Milwaukee Bucks 98, Orlando Magic 92.
And now every reporter wants to ask Shaquille why.
I don't know what happened. Maybe if I wouldn't have fouled, we would have won. I could take the blame for that.
Win or lose, it takes about 45 minutes to finish interviews, shower, and dress. There are always special autographs and pictures. Whether it's inside the locker room or walking out to his car, Shaq makes time for everybody.
Thank you. Even though you are taller than everybody, I never think you're above anybody. Talk to everybody, smallest person. Anybody you meet, when talk to you, talk to them. Because some people you're passing away going up, then when you're passing away going down. But the only thing you're going down a whole lot quicker.
In the NBA, there is no time to dwell on defeat. The next day brings a Magic road trip to play their rivals, the New York Knicks. Players drive their own cars to a remote section of Orlando Airport to board their private jet. Departure time 3 p.m.
What's up, bro? How you doing? Chilling.
During the season, the Magic will travel to 26 cities, logging over 100,000 miles. The players always sit in the same place. For Shaq, it's on a couch he shares with his best friend on the team, Dennis Scott.
I'm sitting here looking at you guys. Give me your hand. Give me that. Wait a minute.
The jet is the players' turf. The press is prohibited. It's the one place where the guys can be themselves.
I'm strong to the finish when I eat me spinach. I'm Shaq Tech the Donkey Man.
Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc?
Go, Coach Hill. Go, Coach Hill. Go, Coach Hill. Get busy. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
2 hours and 15 minutes later, the Magic arrives at a secluded section of Newark Airport. And while all the other team members are on that bus leaving for New York City, Shaquille has gone to visit his grandma here in his hometown.
Although it's not mandatory, players usually sleep at the team hotel. It may surprise you, but there's no curfew. And on the road, each player gets $60 a day per diem and a standard hotel room. Those who choose to upgrade to a suite pay the difference. Because of his overwhelming celebrity, Shaq rarely goes out of his hotel. You must remind yourself that he is just 5 years out of high school.
Pass it to me, Scotty. Pass it to me, Scotty. Killer.
Check it out, Shaq. I was struck by his boyish innocence, willingness to play along.
So graceful looking, huh?
And his soft-spoken nature that is anything but the intimidating force you see on the basketball court.
What would you want people to know about you that nobody knows?
They probably don't know that I'm a jokester. Like if I sit here and say I'm retiring tomorrow, 65% of the people will believe it. They'll take me seriously. They'll get upset. And I'll say, Shaq's too young to retire and he just took the money and ran. So they probably don't know that I have a great sense of humor. Probably don't know that I'm a nice guy.
I don't even know how many times I saw you sign autographs yesterday. Did you used to ever practice that autograph?
Really, I did.
Did you win? Like, how old were you?
When I was in high school, we was in a place called Asherton, Texas, and we had played this high school team, and we beat them like 212 to 30. And the kids was coming and asked me for my autograph. So that was like the first time I signed autographs. And then after that, it just caught on. So I used to sit in class, while the teacher was going over stuff and just, practice autographs and stuff. One day when I become famous, this is gonna be my autograph. I was just joking back then, but
You left college after your junior year, much to your father's dismay. However, do you plan on going back at all?
Yes, I do, and I'm going to do it on the secret tip. I'm not going to let people know that I'm going back to school. So one day, he's going to see me on TV in a gown. I'm going to say I got it.
You talk a lot about your upbringing, and so does everyone else. And you've said that you think the kids are just out of control these days. Are we too lenient?
I don't know what the temptations were when you were growing up, but when I was growing up, it's only sex and marijuana. Now there's guns, gangs, crack, marijuana, AIDS. As time goes on, there's going to be more temptations, and we as parents need to, be harder. I know when I have children, I'll be real hard on my children.
You looking forward to that?
Yeah, one day.
Being a dad?
And I'll be the original Shaq daddy.
You've got your own movie out now. Have you kind of gotten bitten by the bug? Are you serious about this?
I don't want to sign a big, lucrative 7 movie deal. But if,
Well, it's not this year yet.
right. But if, another opportunity comes my way, I might take advantage of it. Like, I really want to do Terminator 3, me against Arnold. That would be a big. I'll get you, Arnold. I'll get you. And then at the end, Arnold wiped me out since it's his movie. But when Shaqinator comes out,
I read you have a $1 million smile, a $2 million smile, I think a $4.6 million smile, and then an $8.2 million smile. Can I see the difference?
okay, the one.
1 million. Okay, 2 million. Okay, the 4.6. All right, go for the 8.2.
Now, I've seen that smile a lot in the last couple of days, but then I've also seen your game face. I'll call it your game face. Tell me about the game face.
Well, on the court, I'm known as a intimidator, shot blocker, real strong player. So I just, try to look mean when I'm out there, because I'm just, trying to win, and I'll do whatever it takes to win.
Give me your $8.2 million kick your butt face.
The game is the Knicks versus the Magic, but the game within the game is the media dream rivalry. The reigning maestro Patrick Ewing versus the child prodigy Shaquille O'Neal.
What are you saying?
Some guys talk trash.
Oh, you mean intimidation?
No, like, say I went to shoot and the guy tried to block it, and I made it. I would tell him, you can't block my shot, bro. Or if he would try to shoot and I would block a shot, I would tell him, get that stuff out of here. You gotta come stronger than that.
You're cleaning that up, I take it, for us here. No.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
6 hours. For Shaq, it's the same drill. One that he'll repeat before and after every game, in every city, every time he plays. Forever.
What's the best and what's the worst part about being Shaquille O'Neal?
Worst thing about being famous is you make a mistake, the whole world knows.
And what's the best part?
Everyone knows you. I get to sit here and talk to Joan London.
Downtown Orlando, Florida. The Orlando Arena is filled to capacity tonight as the 4-seeded Orlando Magic host the 5th seed Indiana Pacers in the NBA East first round best-of-5 series.
Does Rick Smith just put Krystoliak about 8 feet off of him with a good blow?
O'Neal.
Only behind him. He's behind him by about 6 feet.
There's a look into O'Neal, and the double comes from Davis.
Well, that's one of those moves he's been working on. There's the guy. Passer as any of their guards.
Spitz. O'Neal gets the basket. He's got 6. He said, I'm not going to deny that guy's talent. Here's O'Neal. Look at that.
Well, you say, well, block him out. Sure. Well, I'm going to block his shadow out of the Empire State Building also, okay? I mean,
Hardaway finds Don Royal, who's guarded by Sam Mitchell. Let's start him off the dribble. Oh. Bingo. Penny is not there. Anderson tips it to Hardaway. Oh, what a play. What a dandy play.